Give your life to God. It rightfully belongs to him. Let me tell you what happened to me. It actually happened. It's 3 after 8. I said I'll let you go by 8 and 8:15. Many years ago, I had a little car, Honda CRX. They don't make them anymore. Cute little thing. 2 seats. I bought it so only my wife and I can get into it. The Lord forgave me for selfishness. Couldn't give anyone a ride, just my wife and I would drive this thing. But we grow in grace. Somebody say amen. And we put off our folly. And I was conducting a Bible study at my local church, and I talked about the fact that everything belongs to God. And the members, we discussed it. Yes, your house, your car. A couple of weeks later, I was sitting in my car in the driving parking lot. And the Spirit, and I said to God, Father, I am teaching this lesson. I need to apply it. I commit this car to you. It's yours. I'll change the oil, put in the gas, drive it, whatever. But it's your car. I am your chauffeur. 2 things happened to me. A couple of weeks later, I was going somewhere. Now, I was known in my church for flying low when I drove. You don't know what flying low is? Well, ask somebody sitting next to you. I would fly low. Once I was on a highway going back to college, I was doing 125. And the truckers were talking about me on the CB road. That's how far back it was. They were discussing me on, did you see that car? And I'm alive today because God is merciful. And there were 5 of us in that car. One little wiggle and we've been dead. I was getting ready to drive my little CRX, and the Spirit of God said to me, this is my car now. You cannot drive it like that. What did I say? Speak to me. Who did I say? The Spirit. I heard the voice. This is my car now. You cannot. Now, why did he speak to me? I recognized his ownership. What's the second thing that happened? I had measured the mileage on my little car, 36 per hour. That's very good, not per hour, on a highway, per gallon. Excellent mileage. 2 weeks later, I measured it after I committed the car to God. It was giving me 46 miles to the gallon. I'm not saying he'd do that for you. God blesses us in different ways. I'm simply saying when I acknowledge God, he delivered me from speeding. And I didn't ask him. He increased the mileage of my little limousine by 10 miles per gallon. And God is listening to me. He knows I'm not lying. Up to this day, I say to God, Father, remember you took speeding from me. And I didn't ask, why don't you take this thing as well? I keep asking, I still have it. Why don't you take that as well? I remind him all the time of when he took speeding from me from the day the Spirit said, this is my car now, you cannot drive it that way. All love for speeding left from that very point on. Up to this day, I love to keep the speed limit. And he increased the mileage by 10 miles per gallon. What is God willing to do for you if you acknowledge his rightful ownership of your life? His rightful ownership of your so-called possessions. Commit yourself to God. With you comes everything. You see, when God gave Christ, he gave everything. Thank you, thank you, thank you. He gave everything. Because God gave the creator of heaven and earth. And you heard me read earlier, all things were created by him and for him. Jesus says, all thine are mine. In John 17 verse 10. In John 16 verse 15, all things that the Father hath are mine. When God gave Christ, he gave everything. Otherwise said he had nothing left. Now when you give yourself to God, bring everything with you. Give him your job, your health, your romantic relationship, your education, and make sure everything is for his glory.